Here we are with the 2018 version of Jupiter Christmas Village. This is our kitchen, believe it or not. The village includes an ON30 scale train, a lot of houses, all lighted. The train moves around the entire kitchen, which you'll get to see in more detail. What you see in the center there is our Christmas fun, I guess. We call it Spirit Island. You get a close-up of that as well. My wife does all the household decorating, the hanging stars, the wishing you a Merry Christmas, and of course Santa with his reindeer flying in front of the full moon. That's actually a lighted moon. So we'll get closer to the village. Start up the train. Keep the control panel here at full time. Just slides underneath the breakfast bar. The train itself is a digital command control system. I can control all the sounds and lights from here, as well as the train track switches. We have working railroad crossings. You'll see in a few different places. All the passenger cars have folks inside. The caboose even has someone sleeping up in the cupola in the top. You can see the main sign in the park, Village Christmas. And this is a very popular park. It's one of the highlights of Village Christmas. People like to come and watch the ice skaters, or in some cases the falling ice skaters. The entrance to the park is over here by the village clock. That's a working clock. You can see the Merry Christmas sign there. It's the train station across the road. We'll get a closer look at that in a minute. While I'm talking, I'm going to quiet down the train. Let it go a little faster. All right, so here we have a schoolyard. Tina's favorite Christmas movie is A Christmas Story. You can see Ralphie and his friends in the schoolyard, and it looks like they're cloned twice. One's about to stick his tongue on the flagpole. But the best house in town is, of course, the Coots household. This is the house Tina chose for us. Naturally, we've got it full of lights, and it's actually a toy store. If you look close in the window, you can see toys. Tina likes to shop, and you can see her as well right there, pointing to, I think she's actually telling the FedEx man where to put more boxes, because she keeps ordering stuff and they're being delivered. You can see how many boxes have stacked up. I, of course, am right here working on my 74 El Camino with a hammer while my dog looks on. And we have a Christmas tree in the back of the Camino. All right, let's take a look around front. Some houses are decorated with working lights. And of course, the park has a lit Christmas tree. Looks like it's been decorated with candy canes. There are little surprises here and there. Oh, someone put out flowers in the park. Some folks reading. Here's a man walking his child. There's an old man walking his dog. You can see the train station, busy place, especially around Christmas time. They cater to Amtrak customers. Even though the village is full of snow, we do still live in Florida, so you do have to watch out for alligators. And that businessman is making an unfortunate choice to probably feed the gator. Hopefully he doesn't become the meal. Backside of the Coots house, of course you can see Tina's also got something cooking in the kitchen. That's a new addition this year. And I think we got a camper for a Christmas gift last year. There's a cat, a couple of cats out in the back. I'm not a cat man, but clearly they're waiting for food from Tina's kitchen. Here's the busiest intersection. Working traffic light that governs the traffic flow between the fire station and the busy post office. If I can get a decent shot of it. There is the post office. People unloading packages, picking up packages, and oh, look at that! There's a hot sports car parked in the handicapped spot. Doesn't that bug you? You'd think the handicapped people would have some kind of a van or something, but they managed to get sports cars. The bakery on this side of the street. The baker out front. Busy lights on that one. Then you got my favorite part of town. This is a theater that I doctored up. Tina used to work at the American Theater, so this one actually says American Theater. And naturally, her favorite movie is playing, A Christmas Story. This is a modern theater, and it's got a Zanzibar tavern on the back side. Right next to a fancy restaurant, which also has a lounge, the Stardust Lounge. And it happens to be this weekend, they're having a car show. A lot of people at the car show with fancy cars. Here is a man and his son picking up their Christmas tree from the Christmas tree store. We'll pull back a little bit so you can see Fixed Front Mountain. Basically the opposite of Brokeback Mountain. Got some skiers up there. Got some wild deer in the forest. Of course, this is where the Christmas store grows their Christmas trees. Another working crossing gate over here. At least the lights work. And here you have the countdown clock right next to a little Santa train gate. 13 days until Christmas. I'm going to walk back here and I'm going to change the track and send the train to the country. All right, let's see if I can catch this quick. There's the switch. We're back to the train. All right. Tina's still cooking. Over here we have a bookshop. A little excitement coming into town. Looks like that poor guy, his hot car, got caught speeding. And naturally the police are writing him a ticket. Young boy who's probably jealous of the car. And his dog out watching the action. Too bad for that guy. And it looks like we got a little revolutionary skirmish going on here. Yeah, I know it's kind of out of period, but that's just the kind of guy I am. That's fun. Mailbox, the Merry Christmas Tower, the village water. There's a lady getting some mail. Christmas cards, probably. You got a very pretty church here with lit up stained glass. Over here we have Mount Rushmore. Yeah, sorry, not to scale. I doctored it with some people, climbers. But it was just too cool. I had to have it. And they changed it to a tunnel, so you're going to see the train pop out, cross another working gate here. This gate works really well. There we go. Don't know why the train stopped. Alright, something's making a lot of noise. We'll get to that in a minute. Here we are at Faucet Falls. The train goes right behind the kitchen faucet. Tina's constantly wanting to add more houses. So we call this Tina's Tunnel, or Tina's Corner. It's a big shopping area, all lit up. Budweiser advertising festive beer. You look inside the windows, here's a fine china shop. Loaded with china in the windows. Tina loves this flashing tree. And what's this one? An apothecary. I guess you could get medicines and whatnot in there. Fancy little bottles. And the Village Mercantile, which happens to have a sale ongoing today. There's a couple happy with their purchases. A lot of stuff in the window there. Here comes the train through Tina's Tunnel. And we're far enough out the country that we'll call this the North Pole. This is the inside of one of Santa's many workshops. He's in there constructing toys. There's a train along the floor. It's not running at the moment, but he's got a fire going there. We have a little bed and breakfast over here. And the train can occasionally stop at this little train stop, which services the Bavarian Village. This is a fun place. It's pretty busy at this time of year as well. Out in the country, got a Santa flying overhead, lots of sparkles and activity, people lining up to get in, and some dressed up patrons greeting guests. And that brings us to the Twin Oaks Farm. This is the Coots family farm. You can see it's nighttime over here. The moon is lit up too. Coots family farm. That's my brother Bill in the cow yard, and my dad Ray in the back, always working with the Holstein cows. Dairy farm, of course. And it looks like a dairy truck, a milk truck, is parked here, maybe gassing up. Probably has collected the milk from the farm and they're ready to head back into town. And I'm going to say that guy right there pushing the barrow is my brother Bill. And his wife is on the porch, trying to get him in the house, maybe to put up another Christmas tree or something. He likes to do snow plowing in the winter, so that's his snowplow pickup truck. And that red tractor is a Massey Harris like we used to have when I was a kid working on the farm. Seems that we have another skirmish going on here. This looks like a Revolutionary War, guys. So yeah, so much for peace on Earth. There are some farm implements back in the lighted shed. Got a nice big planter, hay baler, John Deere with a cab, and actually it's a little dark back there, but there's some circular rolled bales. You can see some there too. Because of the DCC train system, the train can actually travel 2 directions on its track, and you'll see it come around through the bread box. Yes, my wife was kind enough to let me cut holes in the bread box. And that's a permanent change to our kitchen. And there goes the train around the farm and headed back to the village. Up here above the Bavarian Christmas Village, we got a nice pretty church all lit up, and looks like there is a fireworks light show tonight. They do that every night, just like Disney World. This little town we call Uppittyville, because you'll see the quality of the houses is pretty nice. This guy even has a Ford GT. He's a little, he's definitely a little uppity with the wrought iron fence and protections and whatnot. This guy's a little more mellow. He's got a really nice decked out pickup truck. But you can clearly see the houses are nicer up here. This is one of my favorite houses too. If we didn't live in town at the toy store, we'd probably live out here. This house well decorated, lighted up tree. There's Grandma's house, also nice and lit up. We got some blinking trees out here. And this is kind of the town surprise. It's a little hard to see in the dark. It is the Herman Munster family house. Here, let me flip on a temporary light. You can see one of the Munster mobiles. And they live in Uppittyville. We also have a ballooner out here this year. He's new. And that pretty much summarizes the Christmas Village. There's a train again around Fawcett Falls. There's only one more site to see, and that is right here. Santa, ready to deliver presents. Uh-oh, it looks like he's being pursued by a Pandora Banshee from Avatar. And that's because we have a Pandora patio in the world of Avatar right over here. It's hard to read the sign, so bright. But yes, our patio is the world of Avatar. Pandora. So Merry Christmas, folks. Sorry the video was so long, but there's just so much to see every year, and it's getting worse. Merry Christmas.